Welcome back to the Eternal Wrestling Podcast, and this is episode 5 of our fantasy booking series, Reckoning. We are in San Diego, California tonight, and the arena is live and loud. The crowd is excited for some pro wrestling action. In segment 1 here, the wrestling ring is carpeted in black and white, and a table sits in the corner with iced buckets of expensive champagne and NWO branded solo cups. The static hits the Tron. The theme song hits. The NWO make their appearance. Hulk Hogan walks out with a world title draped over his shoulder. And of course, NWO is spray painted black on the center plate of the championship. Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman walk beside him, and they are followed by 4 women with NWO crop tops on. And they're also carrying more alcohol with them, trays of champagne and beer. As the members enter the ring with the beautiful woman, Hulk Hogan, he grabs a mic, and he's kind of leaning back on the ropes. First things first, shut up! I didn't come out here to listen to the opinions of a bunch of basement-dwelling marks. I came here to celebrate greatness, brother. The crowd's booing. They don't like his words and his attitude. He goes on to say, look at this ring. This is what power looks like. This is what world order looks like. He continues by saying, Richard him. Drew McIntyre found out that when you step in the ring with the Immortal One, you aren't just fighting a man, you're fighting a god. Bronson Reed grabs the mic, and we are the disciples. Anyone who wants to be a hero, you gotta go through the tsunami first. As he pats his chest aggressively, he hands the mic back to Hogan. And Hogan says, that's right, so pop the corks, pour the drinks, because tonight we party on the grave of the Scottish Warrior's career, brother. Segment 2, we come back from a quick commercial break. We see the NWO partying in the ring. They're drinking champagne, celebrating with the beautiful women, flirting with them. Out comes Drew McIntyre. His music doesn't play. He emerges at the top of the ramp. He's wearing a leather jacket, jeans. He's got a bandage over his forehead. He looks a bit exhausted, but still lethal. He goes on to say, enjoy the bubbles while they last, Hulk, because they're the last things you're going to taste before I shove that title so far down your throat, you'll be spitting spray paint for a month. Hogan, he's laughing. You're a dead man walking, brother. Security, get this trash out of my sight. Drew goes on to say, I'm not coming down there tonight, Hogan. I'm not that stupid. But look in my eyes. I'm the ghost of your past, the nightmare of your future. And when the sun rises, the NWO won't be celebrating. On to segment 3, our Vanguard champion, Seth Rollins, he makes his entrance. Burn it down! The pyro's shooting off. He's making his way down to the ring. He's wearing a furry purple coat. This is an open challenge, and anyone can walk down the ramp to face him. And out walks Rob Van Dam. His theme song, One of a Kind, starts playing. The crowd is roaring. They're doing the thumb gestures along with RVD, and the bell sounds, and this is a 15-minute clinic of a match. RVD hits a beautiful diving kick off the barricade. Seth responds with a Falcon Arrow for a 2.9 count. We get a high spot as RVD hits a Rolling Thunder and scales a turnbuckle. The crowd is chanting, RVD! And as RVD stands on the top rope, Seth rolls towards the referee, grabbing the ref's pants to help pull himself up to his feet. The ref stumbles into the ropes, crotching RVD. Then Seth, recovering, hits a big superplex off the top rope into a Falcon Arrow, runs, bounces off the ropes, and hits a massive curb stop to smash RVD's head into the mat. He goes for a pinfall and gets a 3 count. He grabs his Vanguard championship and exits through the crowd, laughing. Segment 4, Braun Strowman is in the ring, and he demands that 2 men come out and face him. as he wants to not only show the NWO's power, but wants to offer up somewhat of a sacrifice to Hogan. Well, the two victims, as it would be, Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Rhythm and Blues, they come out to meet Braun Strowman, making this a handicap match, 2-on-1. Honky Tonk Man, he tries to hit Braun Strowman with the guitar, and Strowman punches the guitar in midair, shattering it into 1,000 pieces. This was not such a smart idea. Braun grabs both men by the throat, double choke slam, and then he stacks them on top of each other, and then hits a big running elbow drop onto both men to add some more insult to injury. He puts his feet, or one foot, on top of the pile of the men, flexes his muscles. The ref counts 3. Hogan appears on the Tron, clapping. Nice slow clap as he is in the locker room with Bronson Reed and the beautiful women partying. Segment 5. We have a backstage segment as Adam Pearce, he's at his desk, and our new tag team champs, Penta and Rey Mysterio, enter. They're wearing nice black suits here. And Rey goes on to say, Adam, we aren't here for a vacation. We want the best. And we want challengers who are going to respect not only us, but the art of lucha. Pearce says, gentlemen, you're the champs, but remember, keep your eyes open. There are teams in this building that don't care about art, only destruction. So watch out. On to segment 6, we have a tag team match of DIY's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. So this tag team match it's fast-paced, definitely nostalgic. DIY, they're looking like a well-oiled machine here. But eventually, just as Gargano prepares for a meeting in the middle, Finn Balor's music plays on the Tron throughout the arena. And then he appears at the top of the ramp of the stage, standing perfectly still, wearing his leathered Prince jacket. But this distraction ends up being all it takes for Jeff Hardy to hit a whisper in the wind on both men. Matt tags in. Twist of fate onto Ciampa. Jeff gets tagged back in. Swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3. The Hardy Boys win this match. And DIY are left in the ring, pissed off and agitated that Finn Balor is poking his nose into their business. Segment 7 here. The Young Bucks, they're in the locker room. They were watching the Hardy DIY tag match. Matt goes on to say, we need those titles back. We're the best in the lights start to flicker on and off a little bit. A cold mist rolls under the door. And on the TV screen, the feed cuts to a silhouette of Aleister Black and Brody King, sitting in the same room that the Bucks are in. Nick starts screaming, go, 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 go. Get at it. Let's go. They bash through the door, slamming it open, and collide headfirst into Adam Pearce, knocking his coffee all over him. Pearce starts screaming, really? Again? You know what? You two want the Kings of the Black Throne. You got them next week. Now get out of my sight. So next week we will see if the Young Bucks can put away these dark figures, the Kings of the Black Throne. Segment 8. We have a singles match here. DDP Diamond Dallas Page. He makes his way down to the ring, and his opponent, the Big Red Machine, Kane. Remember, this is 90s Kane here. Long hair. The red and the black mask and the bodysuit. The pyro goes up as he makes his way down to the ring, and before long, the bell sounds. DDP tries to use his veteran instincts here to dodge Kane's power. He hits a diamond cutter out of nowhere on Kane. However, he sits up at the count of 2. Eventually, as the match wears on, King catches DDP in a tombstone pile driver. 1, 2, 3. and he puts down DDP for the 3 count. But after the match, Kane doesn't leave. He kind of kneels over DDP and cocks his head to one side, just as a predator would, as if they were looking at their prey. We get a commercial break, and on to segment 9, backstage we see Randy Orton. He's leaning on a wall in the backstage area. Adam Copeland walks up. Randy, the NWO, they are a virus. And you and I, we've fought each other for many years. But if we don't stop them, there may not be a company left to fight for. Orton goes on to say, Adam, you know I don't play well with others. Here comes Macho Man Randy Savage bursting into the picture here. The Tower of Power, too slow to be sour. You guys are talking about alliances? Yeah. We're gonna give the Hulkster a little bit of madness and a whole lot of RKO. Dig it. Orton smirks, but he just walks away, leaving Macho Man and Adam Copeland to shake their heads in unison. Segment 10, our main event of the evening, a rematch, seeing Darby Allin taking on Damian Priest. Brutal match here. As Darby, he throws himself into the ring steps to try to take out Priest. As the match wears on, Darby goes for a coffin drop from the top rope to the floor, but Priest catches him and drives him into the apron with a razor's edge. But this is not a one-sided contest, as Darby is able to get in a lot of offense here and momentum. As they're fighting in the ring, Darby hits a code red on Priest and climbs up to the top turnbuckle. He turns around. He goes to hit his coffin drop finishing maneuver, but Priest is able to catch him midair by the throat, an incredible feat of strength, and slams him down with a South of Heaven choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest gets the win here. After the match, Damian Priest helps Darby back up to his feet, and he just smiles and nods his head at Darby, showing a sign of respect, and that these two men may be evenly matched. On to segment 11. The camera cuts to the parking garage, and the NWO, Hogan, Reed Strowman, and the beautiful women following them, they're heading out to their Hummer limo, and the camera is on them, but suddenly they stop dead in their tracks. The camera pans around to see the NWO Hummer limo. The tires are slashed. The windshield is smashed. All the other windows are just smashed out of this limo, and where the NWO logo is on the door, it's spray painted out in red. Hogan starts screaming, "Who did this? I'll kill them!" Suddenly the sunroof pops open, and out crawls Drew McIntyre, and he's standing on top of the limo, holding a baseball bat. He lets out a primal, rage-filled yell, "I told you, Hulk!" Hogan sends Reed and Strowman to go rush at him, but then another car enters the picture, a black SUV, and out jumps Adam Copeland and Randy Savage, Macho Man. They jump out, and a giant brawl ensues. Macho Man is going after Hogan on the hood of a car. Strowman and Reed are trading punches with Drew and Copeland. Eventually, Macho Man jumps off the top of the limo with a big flying elbow drop, taking out a whole pile of men. Bodies are everywhere. Insanity is happening. Eventually, a massive crowd of security rushes in, but they are tossed aside like rag dolls. The show goes off the air with the camera falling to the ground, showing a chaotic, blurry shot of Drew hitting a claymore to Hogan. And while Hogan's on the ground, he's got his hand on the throat of Hogan and just yelling at him. The girls run away screaming, their heels clattering on the pavement, and the garage fills with smoke. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jacob, and if you haven't yet, make sure you're liking, comment, following, as this fantasy booking series is going to expand to the rest of 2026. And our next pay-per-view that we will be having is Ground Zero for this month, which will air on March 28th. Mark your calendars, follow along as I bring you original wrestling content brand new storylines, new rivalries, and join me on this journey. As always, everybody, I hope you enjoy your morning, your night, your day, and stay classy out there. Peace.